And I'm going to tell you a story. You ready? And the story has a context. I believe that one of the biggest things that women don't know, in the United States anyway, the biggest thing that women don't know is how other women act when there's no woman watching. All right? When a woman is alone with a man, just completely alone, private situation, I don't believe that women act in that situation in any way similar to the way other women think they act in that situation. And I believe that men have this unique view into women that even women don't know about. Because women know about themselves, but doesn't everybody think they're a freak? I've never met anybody who didn't think that personally they were a freak. So if a woman acts a certain way, but only in front of one man at a time and nobody else watching, nobody else knows about that. The man does. In fact, men know. And I'm watching the comments because I'm seeing people LOL. You know what I'm talking about, right? this is, I'm seeing all the LOLs going by, and I can't tell if those are men or women saying that. But trust me, women, you've never met women. All of you women who think you know your girlfriends, you know your sister, nope. No, you don't. There's a whole other side of women that I'm pretty sure only a man gets to see when they're alone, and that's it. Well, let me tell you this one story to demonstrate it, and I want to couch this very carefully. There's nothing I'm going to say that would promote the activity I'm going to explain, right? So this is just a story. I'm not recommending it, promoting it, or endorsing it, all right? Just a story. It's a real thing that happened. Years ago, I was working in a corporate office at a big bank, and there was a secretary, back when there were secretaries, and the secretary came to work obviously beaten up, had a black eye, obviously had been in some kind of a bad altercation. Well, of course, the people in the office were concerned, especially the other women who worked with her, and they finally got her to open up, and she told them that it was her boyfriend, and that her boyfriend had beaten her savagely, and wasn't the first time. Apparently, it was a regular event that he would just beat her up. And I'm talking about black eye type of beating up, serious stuff. Well, we collectively, the people who worked with her, were very concerned and worked with her as much as we could and got her finally to break up with the boyfriend. Finally. So she broke up with the boyfriend. Good news. Well, a little time goes by. She's single. I'm single. We start hanging out. Things progress, as things do for single people. We end up back at her place. Things start happening. She says, hit me. I say, what? She says, hit me. I go, what do you mean, hit you? You mean like slap you? She goes, no. Hit me with your fist. I said, you're kidding, right? She goes, no. Hit me. Punch me. And I said, you don't mean that. You don't mean like punch you as hard as I can, like a man punches somebody in a fight, do you? And she said, yes. Yes. Hurt me. Like basically beat me up. Now, of course I did not. Yeah, of course I did not. But, ladies, did she tell you that story? Is that the story you heard? Because it wasn't the story anybody else in the office heard. Not one of her girlfriends, who knew her really well, ever heard that story, did they? Now, men in the comments, this is where it's going to get dangerous. How many times have you been in that situation? Now, not necessarily punch, but how many times have you been in a situation where the woman asked repeatedly and specifically to be rough? I'm just looking at your comments. Somebody says once, yep. Was she blonde? I don't know why you're asking that. I've been seeing nevers. I've seen once. I'm seeing yes, no, me, never, not me, at least twice. Never, yep, at least one time. Did, yep, zero, nope. Yes, never, nope. 5 or 6 times. Choking, yes. Girl said, you better bruise me. Wanted bruises. Have had the request a few times, people are saying. Considered a free pass, okay. That's slapping, yes, no, no, no. Just choking and spanking, run. A lot of spanking, right, okay. So, there you have it. I don't know what the percentages were, but you saw that there were a healthy dollop of people who have had some kind of similar experience. Now, let me say again, I'm not recommending it, I'm not endorsing it, nothing like that. I'm just saying there's this whole world that's invisible to women. The individual woman always knows what they're doing, but women don't know what those individuals are doing when they're behind closed doors, and it's probably not what you think. Somebody says, boy, I must really travel in different circles. Well, I do think there's a personality filter that happens here. There's a certain type of guy that a woman is not going to ask to do that. Would you agree? If you have, I don't want to get into beta and alpha, but just for the point of the conversation, I do think that there's a certain segment of the population that no woman is going to ask to do that. And there's another type of guy that probably they're in the room because they think he might do that. I mean, so I would say that it makes perfect sense that if your entire personality screams, I would never get into that, nobody's ever going to bring it up. But if there's something about you that looks a little dangerous, you're probably going to hear it. That would be my guess. All right. Yeah, somebody's saying that Shades of Grey, that book, sold a lot of copies. So clearly there's something out there.